And I would like the gentleman up at the front to tell us what their plans are to protect unborn human life.
I'm assuming you're talking about abortions when you ask that question?
Yes, I am.
I'm not at all happy with abortions, but just from a personal point of view, the NDP stance is that we support a woman's right to choose. And that's NDP policy. My policy is that I also support a woman's right to choose and would not sign or be a party in any legislation that did not guarantee that. Now, so saying that, one of the things that bothers me about that situation, I've worked in shelters and whatnot, is that we do not provide much in the way of assistance for women who find themselves pregnant, perhaps through rape, perhaps through a situation that they did not have control of, perhaps, I don't know, there's all sorts of situations that you could come to. But the situation is that there is nothing to assist them, either during that pregnancy or after that pregnancy, of any substantial help. Now, I know that there are organizations that will look after people for a short period of time, but by the time the child is born and you get to 1 year, there's very little left. I've been through the social system. It looks good when you look at it from the outside. When you get to it, it's not so good. Now, if we could change the social system, we could change social services and put some of those helps in place, I think it would reduce the number of abortions that are performed in Canada. But I think to simply say, no, you can't, and not have any kind of help in place is not just impractical, but it's almost a kind of cruel lie, as a matter of fact, because women who do decide to keep their children and expect some kind of help aren't getting it from the social services system right now. So let's reform that and see what happens.
Being a man, it's very difficult to me to impose my views on a woman when it's going to be their choice and generally their general burden. My leader made a statement about this recently when she was in town that, her personal view would be that she could never, in any circumstance, justify an abortion for herself, but at the same time she supports a woman's right to choose because she can't be walking in their shoes and understanding it. Let's be clear, when abortion is not an attractive thing, it's not something it's something we want to encourage. It should never be used for birth control. It shouldn't be used for many things. But the thing is, it's not my choice. It's not my decision to impose my views. It's a very delicate situation. It's a very delicate subject for sure. But the Green Party's position is that we support the freedom to choose.
Similarly, being a man, I can't imagine being in the circumstances, and I understand that every set of circumstances are different. And I imagine a woman who becomes unexpectedly pregnant faces a very difficult decision. It's not something that my faith supports. It's not something that I would personally support, but I will tell you that I also believe that it is a woman's right to choose. I know that the Supreme Court decided this 20 years very clearly. I know that every party supports that position, including, and I can speak for the Conservatives, including the Conservative Party, who announced at their caucus and at convention that it is a matter of conscience, and that was repeated recently by one of their senators who indicated indeed it's a matter of conscience. I again can't imagine being in those circumstances, but I can't impose my beliefs on someone else. Just in closing, I'd like to say what I'm also concerned about is the 3,400 born children that die daily from lack of access to fresh water. And I just get curious why we're also not equally concerned about dealing with children who are dying across this planet daily just for lack of fresh water.